You once told me, and I think you mentioned it in your book as well. What is the deal with retirement?
You see,
Let me complete that question,
sorry.
because very often, once people retire, we see them going downhill very quickly.
Yes.
First, tell me, why do they go downhill so quickly? And then tell me about the story of retirement itself.
Okay. So why do people? Can I tell you the story of retirement and then tell you the rest?
Please,
Can I put it
please,
in the
please,
opposite?
please.
Okay. When we go back to around 1880, there was this German chancellor that was fighting for elections. This concept of retirement didn't exist, okay, till then. And the German chancellor was fighting for elections, which is back to the wall. He was going to lose. Simultaneously, there was the first industrial revolution that was getting set, and people were a little scared of speeds, and a lot of the older guys were getting injured and stuff like that. But it was never the case that the old were sent home. The old were revered, so they would, from one job they would move to another one which was less stressful, and so on and so forth, till they actually couldn't do anything more. So there was a German chancellor who was fighting for the elections, and he got into a tie-up with the communists. That was the only way he could win, and the communists said, we will support you provided you offer a stipend to all those people who are 65 and above, because they can't work in the factories any longer. So Chancellor von something Bismarck, he agreed, and that's how first started this thing called, it wasn't really called a pension, it was a stipend. So the older people went home, stayed at home, they got their stipend at home, and life went on. Till 1936, when President Roosevelt of the US, he realized that there were huge injuries. There was the meltdown of the economy in the Great Depression in 1920, 25, somewhere thereabouts. And then the second revolution, industrial revolution, came about, and machines were even faster. The old people getting more injured. So President Roosevelt said, okay, we will send these people who are more than 65 years, we'll tell them to stay at home, and we will give them a pension. That's where the Social Security Act came about. This was in 1936. 65 was the retirement age. Today, we are in 2024, and in India, 60 is the retirement age for most, and in some cases, even 58. So, how does that work? So, when people are retired, what happens to them first psychologically, unfortunately, is they feel that they are being let off to pasture. So, as far as they are concerned now, the only thing we can do is look after, or maybe if we have grandchildren, we are lucky. Otherwise, we just have to pass our time and bid our time, maybe pray and in a very good sense of the word. I'm saying this with no malice, with malice towards none. Go to church and pray, go to the temple and pray, go to the mosque and pray, whatever. But effectively, now start turning our eyes onto the next world, so to say. What happens when they retire? All their social structures fall apart. So when I'm working, I have to get up at say 6 o'clock or 6:30 because I have to be at work at 8. Now suddenly I don't have to be at work at all. So I don't have to get up at 6:30. I don't have to brush my teeth at say 7 o'clock. And I definitely don't have to get out of home by 7:30. So what happens to me is I say, okay, I'm going to be around till 9. Then I get up at 9. But why do I get up at 9? I can get up at 10 or 11. And you see, slowly we start getting depressed because we've got nothing to get up for. So we don't have a structure. We have no reason to wake up. And that's why people start falling off the cliff.
It's a very nice thought. It's a very nice thought. It's well put.
Yeah.
And I think this is a message, the youngsters, because the people who watch my channel, most of them are younger, send this message to your parents. Put
True.
this across them so that once they retire, tell them the story of how retirement came by. And then once they
True.
do retire, make sure that they have some purpose in life so they can keep going longer. Today, we've healthcare takes is advanced. It takes care of a lot of things. But
Very
if you
true.
get your basics together, if you get yourself some purpose and put that together with healthcare, it would ensure you a long life. A long life.
Rohan, if I may add to that, you see,
Yes, please.
and give advice to these people that you are talking to these young men to carry to their parents. My father started the business that we currently run, a primary business, when he was 62. He was broke. Okay. He lived until 92. But I think one of the primary reasons he lived for long was because he fought his way through life. 62 people were retiring. People used to tell him, "What is this nonsense you are doing at 62? You go and stay at home and do the stuff that whatever, but just don't waste your time and your money." So, if we can start living lives at 62 or at 60, we can start doing the things that we could never do before. 60 can become a new beginning of a new life for us.
Exactly, exactly. And that's exactly what I meant as purpose.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
not
You
sitting and
hit it head
resting.
on. Yes.
It's about doing something even after you retire from your official job.
Absolutely.